George Yatchisin. Thank you.
Former Poet Laureate Paul Willis called the PL position the city's secular chaplain, so I'm honored to be with the rest of the folks up here. It's honored to fill that duty today. This poem comes from one of the fascinating things for me about the earthquake was Julia Morgan, who you may know, the very famous architect who is chosen by William Randolph Hearst to build Hearst Castle, among many other projects. She arrived in Santa Barbara right before the earthquake happened on a train, and so this poem deals partially with that. June runes rise. Julia Morgan was knocked down to her knees, not by the men who couldn't fathom a woman could out-architect them, but by the earth, its tectonic crust ripping past itself, sending a forceful roll right up State Street, so fluid someone could practically surf from the harbor to the soon-to-be ruins Arlington Hotel. A never-ending, it seemed, 19 seconds, the ground itself screaming a noise one witness said sounded like a million dogs crunching bones. The shock scattered the blueprints tucked under Julia's arm, a hotel for professional women designed for her client, Pearl Chase, waiting for her uptown. Crawling at first, Morgan knew enough to keep away from brick storefronts, sure to shear off a horror she had witnessed in San Francisco, 1906. Her scientific instinct never failed her, so she mentally took notes of what stood, what collapsed, averring the strength of the reinforced concrete she championed, material recently used for the unharmed Granada. Not that Morgan ever forgot the people in her buildings, but she didn't brook sentiment, realizing each catastrophe's clearing allowed for a step toward the future. Architecture, that science where the prayer part doesn't get said aloud. Why just lament the dead if you could? Honor them with structures that made of their loss a lesson. And yes, beauty. That is to say, unlike Frisco, Santa Barbara didn't burn, but still soared from its ashes. Morgan rose to her feet, shook off as much dust as she could, kept her appointment amidst aftershocks. That hotel for professional women would welcome occupants in a year. Just one of the many structures, white stucco walls gilt in California sun, red tile roofs resplendent, and soon Moorish flourishes, hidden courtyards, a nod to the past that hadn't quite ever existed, but who wouldn't have wanted to live there? In this way, Santa Barbara built a future, standing to this day.